Hello everyone. Hello. Apa khabar semua? Thank you so much for joining us today in our live webinar on link for Astro AWANI. Kita punya topik hari ini adalah kids and gadgets. Is there a danger as overusage? Kalau kids and pakai gadget tu lama-lama apa sebenarnya jadi? Okay? So hari ini my co-moderator is none other than the famous Dr. Sandra Raman, general practitioner dekat Klinik Masuri 24 hour, 24 jam. Now, dia ada 639k followers dekat TikTok. Jangan main-main And she is known for her health-based content explained brilliantly in a fun way. So you guys tak follow dia. If you guys tak follow dia lagi dekat TikTok, pergi follow dia. Alright? And our guest today, special guest, is Dr. Rajini Sarvanandan, who is a Consultant General and Development Pediatrician from Park City Medical Center. She's a General Pediatrician in Park City Medical Center, Baby and Beyond Child Specialist Clinic, and a visiting consultant at University Malaya Medical Center. Dr. Rajini, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi everyone. Good evening.
Hi.
Okay. Sebelum kita bermula, Dr. Sandra, apakah kita nak tanya sebenarnya kita punya attendees and participant?
Now welcome everybody. So topik kita memang hangat hari ni lah. Gadget dan anak-anak kita, confirm you all mesti dah bagi gadget kat anak kan. So kita orang nak tahu you all komen dekat sana tu, siapa yang mula bagi pada umur berapa? Is it 2 bulan ke, 3 bulan ke, atau masa you mengandung pun you dah bagi gadget kat baby you ke? Alright, so we want to know. Kami nak tahu you all semua start dari umur yang berapa, dan mungkin you will also boleh add on dekat situ berapa jam sehari anda bagi anak-anak anda gadget. Lepas tu kita akan bincangkan bersama Dr. Rajini. Kita nak tengok yang mana yang betul, yang mana yang salah, berapa jam yang sesuai. Okay?
Sebelum tu, guys, at least kalau you guys nak komen, please, and tanya soalan also, please buat dekat chat box bukan dekat questions. We have a chat box. You have any questions, please ask it in the chat box. And kalau kita ada soalan yang nak you guys jawab juga dekat chat box. Alright? Okay.
Jangan masukkan Q&A tu.
Yes. So, kita nak start dengan first, kita punya question tanya Dr. Rajini. Dr. Rajini, what is technically a gadget?
Gadget, anything that has a screen and it is able to show you any video or video content essentially, secara visual. So zaman saya screen tu tak banyak lah zaman semasa anak saya membesar, we use a lot of audio, CDs, MP3. I think sekarang semua orang tak guna benda-benda ni lagi kan, everything Bluetooth kat speaker je. So anything that has a screen, so macam TV, tablet, phone, laptop, so kadang-kadang bila kita cakap pasal gadget, parents lupa pasal TV. Because parents don't consider TV a gadget, tapi itu pun adalah satu gadget lah, sebab dia ada screen.
Okay, I ada question.
Watch. I have a question.
Yes, baru I nak tanya. Dr. nak tanya dulu.
So, now these kids doktor, they masuk I punya bilik kan. Dia pakai this smartwatch, and then all has this digital stuff running and cartoon. So, is that still gadget juga tak? Sebab ada yang akan argue it's not gadget.
Of course it is, because ada screen kan, and boleh play video content dekat sana kan. So anything that you can play video content, so even screens that don't have video content tapi ada visual, in a way we say that's a gadget too lah.
Okay, so basically TV, phone, laptop, tablet, smartwatch, dan yang sewaktu dengannya dan lain-lain lagi.
Okay, so whatever yang ada screen, okay, parents, whatever yang korang beli tu adalah screen time. I rasa, nowadays children got laptop juga, okay. My son has his own laptop so that dia tak kacau I punya laptop, okay. That is also screen time juga because it has all these stimulus, okay. The penguin coming out and dancing dekat situ, singing ABC is also considered screen time juga lah. So this is where parents first kena faham definisi gadget tu apa dan apakah definisi screen time. Kita tengok pula definisi screen time.
So
yeah.
definisi screen time tu is basically how long you spend on the screen. Okay. Berapa lama kita berdepan dengan screen tu untuk melihat ke mendengar. But as long as that screen is on, parents always tell me, oh, TV tu on, tablet tu on, tapi anak saya tengah main. We still count that as screen time, because because the screen is on. And because when children are playing and there's a screen, they are not focusing entirely on bermain tu. Mereka tak fokus kepada permainan sahaja. Mereka akan jenguk-jenguk, tengok-tengok. Okay, so that is still considered screen time. So anytime that the screen is on. So that's why dari research kita dapat tahu yang kalau terlalu banyak screen time, itu boleh menjejaskan perkembangan kanak-kanak. It will affect that child's development.
Okay, so how long are we talking about? So what age and what is the recommended screen time untuk kanak-kanak umur berapa and sebagainya?
So it's going to vary, from age to age, So macam untuk kanak-kanak yang bawah 5 tahun, I know it sounds very restrictive, but this is based on evidence, and these are recommendations from WHO, American Association of Pediatrics, and here in Malaysia, Malaysian Pediatric Association follow those two guidelines. So macam WHO came out with even stricter guidelines in 2019, and recommendation untuk screen time untuk kanak-kanak bawah 5 tahun actually should not exceed 1 to 2 hours. Di bawah 2 tahun, screen time tu not recommended. It's not recommended at all. Okay, if you are going to allow your child to look at the screen under 2 years old, it should be with a parent, so dengan ibu bapa bersama anak-anak tu for educational content and also for video communicating. So kalau mak ayah tu kerja luar negeri, or nak sembang-sembang dengan nenek atau link up with your relatives, your friends, your siblings ke, that's fine, tapi that should, there should be a limit to that screen time. Above 2 years old, we used to say 1 hour, but now it's 1 to 2 hours. I think people realize in the pandemic. And I'm not talking about online class, bukan yang sesi sekolah ke apa. Ni untuk entertainment, educational, yang extra yang parents nak beri tu, nak belajar pasal ABC ke whatever.
Okay.
Not more than 1 to 2 hours.
Okay.
And above that is 2 hours.
Okay. So very difficult. 1-2 jam kan lah.
I think everybody
Macam
sorry
tak
scratching
boleh
their head. Those who
je.
are watching scratching their head already. Apa Dr. Rajini cakap, 2 jam je. Mampu aku nak buat kerja rumah ni dengan anak aku duk menjerit macam tu. Okay, but that is actually the truth you guys, sebab that's why kami bawakan anda topik hari ni. Okay, sebenarnya kita tak realise banyak benda-benda negatif yang boleh membawa impact kepada anak-anak kita, terutamanya bila mereka semakin membesar. Apabila kita bagi gadget kepada, now life is much easier. Ada banyak jenis gadget tapi kita tak realize mereka bawa kategori gadget, also bawa kategori screen time. Okay, so contoh kita boleh ada masalah seperti anxiety, depression, insomnia, okay, masalah dari segi mata, fizikal, daripada posture badan. Mesti korang tak percaya kan? That's why kita nak bincangkan one by one lah. We will go slowly, okay. We will see how it happens juga. Okay, so quality screen time is actually very important. Okay, so now we have online screening, tapi macam Dr. Rajini kata, okay, online learning semua tu dia tak termasuk dalam this fun time. Okay, so try to less than 2 hours lah. You all bagi anak your kartun, less than 2 years old, try not to. Okay, macam especially kalau pergi kedai makan tu, you all nampak satu family 10 orang, everybody got their own gadget. Okay, even 8 months old akan duduk tengok, wow, dia tengok kartun macam tu. Okay, stimulus daripada warna-warna ni akan bagi overstimulation kita kata.
Okay, Dr. Rajini, what do you think about quality screen time? What is the quality in that? What is important?
So when we talk about quality, yeah, we're talking about the fact that what you let your child watch, apa yang anak-anak kita tengok tu, berpatutan dengan umur mereka. That's one. Okay. Number two, for example, kalau anak-anak kita hanya tengok Mr. Bean yang tak bercakap atau Pororo atau kartun-kartun yang tak ada dialog, yeah. So they're just jumping around, moving around, then really very little benefit yang anak-anak kita boleh dapat, ya. Dia tak akan menolong perkembangan anak-anak kita. In fact, boleh menjejaskan anak-anak kita. Number two is how you use that screen time. So kalau guna secara educational material. So even learning ABC, kalau ibu bapa ada dengan anak-anak mereka, ya, lagilah bermanfaat, ya. Okay, so kanak-kanak tu boleh belajar ABC sebab parents tu while the video is going on, mereka pun sedang menyanyi ke, akan tunjuk ke, and when the parent is there is that two-way communication going on, ya. Kalau hanya dengan TV, komunikasi itu satu hala sahaja. Where we know that when we want to communicate in this world, it has to be two-way communication. Yeah. So that is what we mean by quality.
Okay. Mungkin we move on into the progression, kan? Kita ada progression into, let's say, satu kanak-kanak ni yang guna gadget more than 2 hours, or what is the recommended hours, and then sekarang dia dah, what is the progression of him being or her being addicted. So kita start off dengan gadget tu sebenarnya mengeluarkan satu light yang dipanggil blue light. Betul tak, Dr. Rajini?
Yeah.
And the blue light is actually not very good for us. Even for us kan, kita kan ada sekarang blue light filter dekat phone dan sebagainya kan.
Yeah.
So
sekarang tengah trending blue light spec. So let's ask our participants, siapa yang boleh jawab kat sini blue light tu apa ke, ataupun blue light spec yang korang tengah trending tu sebenarnya what is it for? Why you buying it for yourself or your kids? Ya, jom kita tengok. Ya, Dr. Rajini, please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the one that we know about is blue light, but there are also other, important to know, there might be other wavelength UV light yang mungkin researchers dah mula kaji tapi kita tak tahu. But let's go with the blue light. Ya, kita dah tahu dari kajian menunjukkan blue light tu boleh ada kesan kepada mata. Okay, it affects the eyes. Especially untuk kanak-kanak bawah 5 tahun. Ya, your brain and your eyes are still developing. So blue light can affect that development. Ya, lagi satu, bukan saja blue light, tapi bila kanak-kanak tengok gadget, screen tu amat dekat dengan mata mereka, kan? Okay, and again it's that balance, right? Positive, negative. Like how much time do they spend looking outside the window, tengok jauh-jauh pokok-pokok hijau, langit, versus what they are looking when they look at the screen. So that can also affect the development of the eye as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So and then I think as you get older, it can affect your certain part of your eyes in a different way also.
Okay. And then after that, before we go to the next one, sebenarnya kita pun ada soalan untuk participant kita. Nak tanya, if you guys bagi gadget dekat kanak-kanak, sebenarnya bagi gadget tu diorang tengok apa? Tengok Cocomelon ke? Tengok YouTube ke? Tengok, TikTok Dr. Sandra ke? Kita tak tahu.
Hey, I do have kids, who watch the TikTok. I mean, I'm flattered, it's good, but yeah, please monitor the TikTok as well, because the FYP akan ada benda lain yang keluar.
Yeah.
Okay?
So, what you guys bagi, please answer in the chat box. Tolong bagi tahu kita orang, because kita orang pun nak tahu sebenarnya apakah content yang you guys bagi dekat gadget. Is it mostly video conferencing call atuk nenek ke yang tak jumpa lama pasal COVID ke, or Cocomelon and YouTube and sebagainya. So guys, reply in the chat box. We move on, Dr. Rajini. We move on to brain development. So how does this affect the brain development?
So in terms of brain development, effect dia kepada tumpuan, attention, it affects the attention. Because when, as Dr. Sandra said earlier, bila kita tengok screen tu, bila budak-budak tengok kartun, it's very colourful. And actually the frames in the cartoons and all that, they are moving very, very fast. So kanak-kanak, they will be so attracted to it. And so they focus on the visual. Kadang-kadang mereka lupa nak dengar. And especially cartoon yang tak ada dialogue, there's nothing to hear except maybe some sounds or,
Not talking, not conversation lah. Bukan orang cakap lah.
Yes. So that affects attention. And so then when they stop listening very well, it affects language development as well. Okay. So some children, parents say, oh, but my child learns to speak from the pick up words from the educational material. But again, that is one-way conversation. The gadget doesn't teach you how to use it in communication in real life. So
macam dia tak cakap, anak tu boleh name 10 dinosaur tapi tak tahu nak tanya or tak tahu nak ask for things, tak tahu nak bercakap lah kan.
Macam kalau mereka lapar, they're hungry, dia tak tahu macam mana nak tanya, So that's what you learn from real life. You don't learn from the cartoon. Okay.
So it affects brain development, and then move on to sekarang attention span lah. So macam mana benda ni akan affect kanak-kanak punya attention span?
Okay, so when we talk about younger children, the cartoon frames and all that. Now we talk about slightly older children yang suka gaming ke, dia suka main Roblox ke, okay, all those different games, or they're constantly watching video, racing, etc. That activates your mind. You get used to macam this fast-paced Formula One type movement. So bila nak duduk, nak belajar, benda tu static dekat screen, or kalau dalam bilik darjah, cikgu just berdiri, tak adalah lompat-lompat macam kartun ke, and you're so used to that fast-paced thing that you see on the screen, it's harder to focus masa belajar. You don't focus your mind to pay attention, to listen, to process what you see. So that is how it affects attention. And we see that, I mean, even us kan, kalau kita lama duduk depan screen, kita pun rasa penat, Then to go and do something else, to focus on something else can be difficult. So you can imagine kalau kanak-kanak every day exposed to the screen, it will have a detrimental effect on their attention also.
Okay. We have some answers sebenarnya. Ada seorang berkata TikTok and YouTube. Another person cakap YouTube, and another one cakap Paw Patrol. Okay tak? Okay tak, Dr. Rajini, Paw Patrol?
Everything in moderation lah.
Everything.
I mean, and variety. And we talked about quality, kan? I mean, if mommy watches Paw Patrol dengan anak, copies the action, then after that you have some talk about it, or while the Paw Patrol is going on, mommy kata, tengok tu. Tengok apa dia tengah buat. Dia lompat macam ni ya, Or mereka lari, mereka kejar. You're putting some conversation into that, So ada dialogue. So itu yang kita nak galakkan. And that's what we mean by quality. You're balancing the negative effects yang we talk about with the positive.
Okay.
And I think YouTube also, a lot of you answered YouTube, saya tengok dekat sini, but YouTube also, they have this parental advisory thing, so you can also click that on. There are several apps yang you all boleh pakai supaya anak kita tu, masa dia orang tengah tengok kartun, okay, imagine your phone is this small, lepas tu dia scroll benda lain macam tu, okay, so make sure you use that lah. Kalau dari segi kartun macam Paw Patrol and everything, they're quite good, okay. Even Upin Ipin, we're talking in BM, and then there's Agent Ali, okay, these are the the cartoons where they have good vocabulary, okay, diorang akan build, tapi tak boleh terlalu lama jugalah. Selagi diorang pun akan macam overreaction, our kids juga, okay, overstimulus, okay. So tadi kalau kita lihat daripada physical, so we talked about blue light, okay, blue light di mana kita punya damage kepada mata lah, okay. So kadang-kadang diorang akan ada vision yang problematic daripada umur yang muda, okay. Lepas tu ada retinal damage, benda yang jadi sepatutnya masa tua, muda-muda dah jadi dah ke anak-anak kita, okay, retinal damage. Lepas tu brain kita, developmental from the brain is affected juga, okay. Belum lagi tambah masalah leher dengan sakit pinggang, okay. Budak-budak sekarang dah masuk bilik saya, aduh doktor sakit pinggang lah, sakit kepala, okay. Most common, okay, kita dapat sekarang adalah sakit kepala, okay, where you have this throbbing headache sebab main game terlalu lama ataupun menonton TV terlalu lama. Bila diorang pakai phone pula, you know, you're bending down and always, so over the days, okay, leher mereka daripada kecil dah mula akan ada masalah, okay. So duduk terlalu lama, okay, kita kata macam tak ada activity at all, okay, they find it more fun, okay, because you know there's reaction, you know, from the cartoons dan sebagainya, okay. Terus risiko sakit pinggang over the days, you put on weight and then risiko kepada obesity dan sebagainya. So dari segi physical, we have mata, we have leher, we have obesity, which will lead to other problems lah, okay. Tapi now kita nak masuk kepada tantrums, okay. Adakah tantrum ni sebenarnya normal untuk seorang kanak-kanak, dan bila yang kita rasa macam tantrum tu adalah tidak normal when it's associated with this gadget? Dr. Rajini,
some people actually don't know what is tantrum. Bila cakap dengan orang tantrum pun sebenarnya diorang pun tak tahu sebenarnya tantrum tu apa.
Kam, saya bagi contoh tantrum tu. Mami, saya nak juga tengok TV. I want. And then your child is so noisy, okay, you cannot tahan the noise. That is called tantrum, okay. Alright.
That's mild.
Yeah.
Later my screen pula
Tantrum kecil tu, bukan.
I mean, okay, so tantrum tu, it can be normal, okay? You can have normal tantrums. So if you look, kita selalu refer pada tantrum kepada budak-budak yang bawah 5 tahun, like to, you know, from about 1 to about 5 years old. So we look at tantrums, it is normal. Waktu tu budak-budak masih lagi belum tahu macam mana nak control emosi mereka, macam mana nak maybe nak sampaikan message bertutur, ya, pertuturan masih is still developing, the speech part. So because they cannot express themselves, then what they do is they start to scream, they start to shout, yeah, because they can't negotiate with you. So that is considered a tantrum. It can get worse. So when do we say it's abnormal? Kalau kita tengok duration, berapa lama, ya. Tantrum untuk kanak-kanak yang kecil macam tu boleh sampai 20 minit and we still say that's normal. Okay,
20
I know
minutes,
it sounds,
quite long.
yes, up to 20 minutes is still normal. It's kalau dia berterusan sejam. Or of course we don't let children continue for 20 minutes. We try to distract them. Tapi kalau susah sangat nak distract mereka, especially they want the gadget, that's worrying. Those, you know, you try other things like, oh, come, let's go outside. Oh, come on, mommy buy you an ice cream, or, you know, different things you try and distract them. Kalau boleh, that's okay. Yeah, that's still normal. We say that's within normal. Bila mereka dah besar, so when they are 8, 9, 10, you don't expect them to have a tantrum for 20 minutes. You expect them to negotiate with you. Please, mommy, if I do this, can I just have extra 5 minutes? Okay, they shouldn't have a tantrum. Maybe they have a tantrum at the beginning, but they should be able to control their emotion. And this is one of the things we got to look out for, ya. Kalau tantrum tu betul-betul teruk.
So
antara new generation parents, antara new generation parents, kalau saya notice lah sebagai family doctor, okay, ataupun setting ni, kita jadi we are stressed, okay. Kita balik kerja and everything, letih dan sebagainya. Anak kita nangis 2-3 minit pun terus we just bagi mereka apa yang mereka nak dan sebagainya. So dekat sini Dr. Rajini nak beritahu you all, tantrum adalah normal, okay. Itu adalah the way of them expressing, because they, you know, sometimes the children, they cannot talk, they cannot express themselves well, okay. So mereka adalah tengah express mereka punya kemarahan, okay, dia punya geram dekat you tu, okay. So you have to find ways how to macam nak relieve mereka daripada tantrum. Tapi Tapi janganlah kata saya pergi beli toy yang lain pula. Okay, macam tu. Don't make them spoil, but at the same time accept that tantrum tu adalah normal, tapi berapa lama? Okay, limit dia dalam 20 minit. Okay, also juga perhatikan diorang punya pernafasan dan sebagainya, sebab saya ada kes di mana anak-anak yang terlalu pandai, okay, dia tahan nafas. Okay, bila dia tahan nafas, dia kadang-kadang jadi biru sikit dekat bahagian dia punya bibir ke, dia punya jari-jari ke, macam tu you tak boleh nak biarkan lah, okay. But give them some time and space and they will come out of it, okay. Lagi anda manjakan diorang, okay, most of the time parents akan bagi tahu saya, kesian lah doktor, anak saya
Tak tahan
nangis.
kan.
You kesian lah dia, tak tahan. Sagi, bila diorang semakin besar, kalau ada apa-apa jadi dekat masalah kesihatan mereka, actually you yang bertanggungjawab. That is a very important thing to think of. Okay?
Okay. So what, okay, let's say
Alright, so
tantrum
back
ni,
to macam mana tantrum ni boleh affect attention,
yeah.
dan juga boleh jadi kepada red flag.
Yeah. So tantrum tu, like we said, kalau you try distracting them, you say, yeah, I know you're angry, but let's try something else. Kita cuba distract mereka, masih tak boleh. And it gets to something physical, like mereka mula baling barang and things like that. You need to start taking action. Or mereka cederakan diri mereka sendiri. Yeah, so those are red flags because you tried your best nak distract mereka, tapi masih tak boleh. They still insist. They come and bite you. They come and do something physical. Now I'm talking about the slightly older kids who are, mereka boleh bercakap, tapi mereka dah terlalu stress sebab maybe they're already at that stage where they cannot do without the gadget. That is a red flag. Yeah, and that means you need to start looking at how are we going to manage this in that sense. Yeah.
So Dr. Rajini, so because kalau anak-anak yang kecil, and then tantrum anak-anak kecil, how do we actually handle as parents yang dorang nak something and then dorang menangis, and then as a parent susah tau I nak rasa nak biar dia. So do you leave the child macam tu, kasih dia nangis, kasih dia calm down, you try to give other things kan, distract lah.
You distract first. You must acknowledge their feeling, yeah. Because remember, this we're talking about children yang tak tahu macam mana nak express emosi mereka. Ya, mereka tak tahu menggunakan perkataan yang betul. So mereka jerit ke, nangis ke, pegang kepala macam ni, okay? Then we acknowledge. We say, I know you're angry. Ya, mak faham. Marah kan? You try and hug them first. It doesn't work. It's getting louder and louder. Then sometimes you have to just leave them alone. Biarkan mereka, jangan tinggalkan mereka. So parents guna time out, ya. You all heard of time out, but many parents misuse this time out. Mereka ingat, we just lock him in the toilet. Or biarkan mereka dalam bilik, kita keluar, dah tak tahan dengan bunyi tu. We actually say don't leave your child, especially young children or even slightly older children. Yeah. Okay, of course the teenagers, you might want to step outside, but you are outside the door and you're saying, I'm here. All right. But for the younger children, you stay in the same room. Biar dengan mereka, tapi kita tak acknowledge perbuatan mereka. So kita tak kata, diamlah. You just stay quiet. Maybe pretend, don't look at your gadget because your gadget is the one that triggered his anger kan. Ada setengah parent, I check my message. So of course you make him more angry, right? So you just sit there, think about what you're going to cook, look outside the window, don't say anything. Bila dah dengar mereka dah mula calm down, then once they are settled, you say, I'm here. Give them a big hug, peluk mereka. I love you. I really didn't like what made you upset. And then, you say, come, let's go and do something else. So let them calm down. What we want to do is prevent lah. Kita tak nak benda tu berlaku. Yeah. So prevention is better than cure. So don't always just stop the gadget like that. Tell them, okay, when this finish, we're going to off it, but we're going to do something else. Kena substitute dengan benda lain yang fun. Kalau tak ada benda lain yang fun, mereka nak buat apa? You won't get rid of that dependence ke, addiction ke. So kena tunjuk mereka ada benda-benda lain yang kita boleh buat yang it's as fun, gives you that same shock feeling. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Let's move on to red flags, Dr. Rajini. What are the red flags yang benda-benda ni is macam benda-benda yang dah berlaku yang you rasa that your child dah addict dekat gadget, dah tak boleh nak buat benda lain, dia nak gadget tu juga. Apakah benda-benda yang kita boleh macam tengok and lihat as a parent?
Okay, so across all ages ya, kalau kita tengok semua kanak-kanak, even teenagers, kalau screen time tu dah mula interfere dengan rutin mereka, rutin harian mereka. When we talk about rutin harian, we talk about masa makan, your meal times, masa tidur, masa main, and masa main is not main gadget, tapi main di luar, or main dengan keluarga. It interferes with family time. Macam every weekend semua orang, okay, now dah boleh keluar kan, so everybody says, oh kita nak pergi hiking, or no, something you used to do before. Sekarang anak-anak kata, oh tak nak lah, you all go, I nak duduk kat rumah, okay, the older children, or the younger children macam tak nak keluar dari rumah, tak nak berpisah dengan gadget tu, okay, so you can't get them interested in something else, okay. And next is also macam the older kids yang kata, oh nothing makes me happy, or you try and do other things yang make them happy ke, tak ada benda-benda lain yang menyeronokkan, they always look moody, tapi bila dengan gadget saja you nampak, oh they are showing interest macam tu. Ya, macam kawan-kawan lama ke, nak bersosial ke, all that doesn't interest them anymore. So these are some of those red flags. Then the older children lah yang mula macam curi-curi tengok gadget, bawah tilam, you think they're all asleep, they sneak into your room, they take their gadgets which you already put in your room, things like that when they start to do it behind your back. So these are some of the red flags also.
Okay, what about kalau teenagers kan, kalau kita dah kanak-kanak kecil still okay, tapi bila dah evolve to teenagers, what is the one of the things yang as a parent yang kita kena make sure that it doesn't happen? Macam I ada dengar cerita yang kalau main game, teenager main game, dia main satu malam sampai pagi macam tu. So things like that, is that something that we already can say the child is addicted already?
Yeah.
Gadget?
Yeah. I think we all know the case, a few cases kan dekat Penang, once that boy who played all night sampai dia kena serangan jantung. I think it came out in the news.
Yeah. Even I had a case sometime back, I think few months ago, there was this boy who came to the clinic where dia tengah pegang gadget, okay, and he was playing 17 hours game in a row where his eyes juling. Okay, it was just automatic juling. We tried to move the gadget away from him and we couldn't. So I think dekat sini, this is all already into addiction, but we need to probably, with the elder ones, we need to set boundaries, okay? Like some people might find it wrong, but if you already see those red flags, I think kita harus macam set timing. Okay, you see bedtime sekarang kalau kita tengok kan, this bedtime is not very popular. Okay, during our time bedtime like you tak masuk bilik memang kena rotan lah tu. Okay, but you have to have your boundaries. Okay, like for example, you can switch off the Wi-Fi. Okay, like if you don't have like a CCTV surveillance and stuff like that. Okay, that's it, 10 o'clock maximum. Okay, kita off the Wi-Fi, so you cannot do anything. Okay, so you also make sure teenagers, yes, they need their phones and all those things for the online learning. Tapi benda tu sebenarnya baru. If we see before the pandemic and stuff like that, there was not really much of online learning where we can actually take the gadget away from them. Okay, everything is put aside, everything is locked. Probably you can be in the parents punya bedroom so that they cannot sneak out macam tu. Okay, we need to set the boundaries bila dah ada kita kata red flags. Not going overboard, but just nice, because sometimes bila kita buat mereka marah pun, mereka akan go over the other side of it, to do extra to make us angry as well. Respectful boundary. Okay, we respect the kids will tend to respect us as well. And macam Dr. Raji kata, try to tunjuk kat mereka benda lain yang it's fun as well. It's not easy, especially when gadgets are so fun to be with, but actually a lot of that yang tu dari sana yang start depression. Walaupun gadget tu sebenarnya buat dia rasa lonely, okay, ataupun buat dia rasa macam tak happy, tapi dia nak juga gadget tu, okay. And then when they're not physically fit, they also don't want to go out. So setting boundaries, bringing them physical, bringing them outdoors, trying to get them to engage, respectful parenting kita kata, okay. So sometimes even we younger generation parents are still bringing our older generation thing macam, okay, yeah, I do that as well lah. Okay, I do that to my son and say, I'm the mother, you listen to me, okay, this is my house, macam tu, okay. But there are times where we actually need to have respectful parenting. Di mana kita kata, okay, like this, why don't we compromise? Okay, let mommy take you out today, okay. Alright, we go for hiking ke, that kind of thing, and then maybe I will give you another 15 minutes extra, you know, later on that kind of stuff. Okay, macam a reward system ke, token system, which we will talk about later. Okay, so yeah, this is actually quite important because we need to detect these red flags awal. Kalau kita biarkan je mereka play the whole night and everything and you don't keep track of it, when by the time kita detect tu dah terlambat.
Betul.
Yeah, especially macam IGA, internet gaming disorder, okay. And then there's a few other things as well, which is like very, very unhealthy, especially when they grow up and then in their adult environment. Masa masuk kerja, it will be difficult.
Yeah, I actually have a question for Dr. Rajini. Doktor, kalau kanak-kanak, let's say pergi sekolah and then what if diorang ada peer pressure daripada kawan-kawan mereka? Kawan-kawan saya semua pakai gadget, tapi mama dan papa cakap, I tak boleh pakai. I boleh pakai time-time ni je. Tapi kawan-kawan I semua ada. So how you handle that as a parent?
So that happened to me, yeah. Sebab kita ada very strict restrictions kat rumah dulu. Anak-anak saya dulu tak boleh tengok TV tiap-tiap hari. Kita tak ada Astro children's package, yeah. In those days tak ada Netflix lagi lah. Okay, anak saya dah 23 dengan 20 tahun and 15. So, but we used to do banyak activity, and I see this with a lot of parents. Bila diorang datang dengan anak-anak and I advise them to go and, you know, cut down screen time, some mereka boleh buat successfully. Kenapa? They substitute screen time tu dengan aktiviti lain macam Dr. Sandra kata tadi, ya. So they make it fun and they get out of the house. So kalau budak-budak teenager ni, susah kalau kita nak go cold turkey atau berhenti terus macam tu. Okay, not possible. So kita kena negotiate dengan mereka. Okay, every week we reduce by 15 minutes. Maybe it sounds very little, right? Because they're playing 6 hours. Tapi it's a start. Yeah. But in the meantime, you need to talk to them. Okay, kalau kita tak tengok gadget, what can we do together to make it fun? Okay, maybe introduce activity luar rumah. So if you want to get them away from this gadget addiction or dependence ke apa, you need to get them physically away from it. Yeah, so kadang-kadang kalau kita kata, oh kita buat cooking together, maybe it works for some kids, they get you interested, that's in the house. Tapi untuk setengah budak kanak-kanak tu, kita kena keluar dari rumah. Yeah, now we can go out, right?
Akhirnya boleh keluar rumah, yes.
Okay.
But some parents do ask me sometimes, okay, during the pandemic, you know, sometimes now life is a bit uncertain. Now we can keluar lah, don't know what's going to happen in 2 weeks, you know. But we have to bring our old times back again. Children nowadays don't really know Jenga, Scrabble, okay, and then apa lagi ya?
Monopoly.
Monopoly, okay,
Yeah,
Uno, all those kind
Sahiba,
of things.
yeah.
Even why go far? I think congkak dengan batu seremban pun, I think nowadays kids will tell them like, what? Batu? What? Like that, okay? So we have to engage them, teach them this kind of things, okay? Where we can also just say, if the pandemic or whatever, PKP were to happen again, they can still have fun in the house, which is the fun in the house is not limited to screen time. Macam, oh, if there's only a screen, only then I can have fun. Like Scrabble, I mean, it literally will improve everybody's vocabulary. You know, kita tak perlu macam terlalu strict. Also, whatever words you can come up with. Like, when I was younger, sometimes my parents macam, okay lah, whatever word you think, even if it's a Korean word, you don't know what's the meaning, so just play, as long as you play. And I think those days, everybody's house ada carrom board, betul tak?
Yes.
Nowadays, whose house ada?
Ada.
Okay. And ada because from dulu, but the younger generations, I don't think so, not really.
We have a participant yang cakap they keep saying boring too. That means kita dah suruh diorang buat aktiviti tapi diorang cakap boring lah, tak nak lah, boring lah. So do we have to change the activity?
Yeah, we change the activity. We
change
talk,
the activity.
yeah, we can talk to them. Ask them, okay, what activity? Okay. Now maybe we can substitute some game time with a family TikTok time. Ya, kita buat TikTok sama-sama. Okay, so that is better. You're changing the quality. You're getting them away from one-to-one gaming. Mereka tak duduk dengan game tu main sorang-sorang. Ya, okay, you teach me a dance. That will be the 15 minutes yang I take away from you ke. Okay, so it's about negotiation dengan budak-budak yang lagi, you know, even with the young kids, kalau kita negotiate dengan mereka, we got to make that activity fun, then they will see it. Kalau kita kata, okay, jom main Scrabble, but they never really like anything to do with words, then that's going to be boring lah. Then kita kena cubalah yang Twister. Pernah nak main Twister tak?
Yes.
You know, that's quite fun, right?
Wow, pernah. Tapi I tak fleksibel langsung. Selalu kalah. Ani pergi sebelah sini,
I am still winner here.
So, you know, that actually is fun. And when they see you fall over, it's funny, kan? Especially teenagers, diorang suka ketawakan ibu bapa, kan? So you have to tailor your activity to your child. I can give you what works for my family, but it might not work for your family. But this is where communication comes in, ya. Kita kena berkomunikasi dengan anak-anak kita. We need to tell them why we are doing this. We need to explain to them. Ya, janganlah dulu macam zaman dulu parents threaten, kan, you do this, police will come and get you, or you'll end up in jail, or you'll end up being the road sweeper because all your results will be low. No, don't use things like that. Talk to them, explain to them why you're trying to do this. Bukan senang, ya, bukan senang, dan ini akan ambil masa. Alright? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also kita perlu notice when we're talking about hari ni harmful gadget dan sebagainya, okay, there's one part kita perlu tengok also, we have to monitor our children, lelaki ke perempuan doesn't matter, okay, self-harming, okay, so self-harming ni semakin kita kata rising, and parents tend not to notice sometimes they're wearing long sleeve dan sebagainya, di mana anak-anak ni bukan saja main game ataupun addicted to cartoons, they're also addicted to social media, okay, social media right now everything is about, you know, fame and filters and fun, okay, that kind of thing. So even girls, okay, they see, oh, this model is so pretty, oh, I don't look like her, kenapa kawan, okay, and also maybe financial wise, okay, I have children who come into my room 12 years old, okay, 2 years ago, I never knew how to draw my eyebrow. Okay, and the children used to come into the room with eyebrows done and everything. Okay, all right. So di mana your child might feel that, my friend has makeup and all those things, and when they don't have, they tend to have low self-esteem. Yang ini juga disebabkan oleh mereka tengok handphone tu non-stop. Mereka tengok adalah, for them is a positive image, but for us is actually a negative image because everything is airbrushed dan sebagainya. But when they go out and mingle with their real friends, the real people, you will know how is your real body, how is your real skin texture, yang akan buat mereka lebih confident, bukan buat mereka self-esteem rendah. So di mana nowadays kita tengok self-harming, kadang-kadang budak dah pandai, dia tak buat kat tangan juga, dia buat kat tempat-tempat lain di mana parents susah nak detect. So always notice also if your child is suddenly starting to dress differently, okay, girls or boys, same thing je. Suddenly they macam very into their looks, you know, you have to also watch that because itu dah kita kata masuk also in social media addiction. Dia bukan red flag dah, itu dah memang perlukan bantuan professional. Okay, self-harming is not something that you can manage on your own as a parent.
Okay. Okay.
And social withdrawal, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
The next, like what we want to talk about is mungkin benda yang paling penting lah dalam kita punya bincang hari ni is parents punya role. As a parent, apa yang kita perlu buat? Dari tadi kita dah cakap sebenarnya banyak benda yang parents boleh buat, but sekarang kita nak tengok perspektif parent dia sebenarnya. Like what do parents go through? Maybe you guys can talk about cases that you guys have, or as being parents as yourself. Apa yang parents sebenarnya, what is the mentality parents kena ada untuk handle addiction ni, jika kadang-kadang orang ada gadget addiction ni, and what are the types of things they need to do? Dr. Rajini.
I think Dishan, saya nak bincang dulu sebelum kita sampai ke tahap addiction ya, preventive measures as a parent. And I think it's parenting. This is about parenting skill. Ya, sebagai ibu bapa, we have to remember that we are their parents. We are their almost macam gatekeeper ya. Kita yang akan tentukan anak-anak kita jadi orang dewasa with all the right moral values and all that. So it starts with boundaries. Yeah. Okay. So you are the role model. So it starts with you. If you cannot control yourself using your gadget in front of your child, ya, kalau kita sebagai ibu bapa dari kecil, anak-anak kita masih bayi, kita tengah main, we think children are not noticing, ya. Children notice. Children can start imitating you even before 1 year old. Mereka dah, kalau kita main dengan bayi, kadang-kadang kan kita suruh hulur lidah, atau kita hulur lidah, kita buat macam ni, diorang dah mula nak copy kita, okay, nak imitate kita. So you have to be the right role model, okay? No point telling your child control your gadget use tapi you guna. You cannot use your gadget at meal times tapi bila keluar restaurant semua orang guna gadget. Right? Or ibu bapa guna gadget. Number 2 is setting those limits. Yeah, okay. Inilah waktu makan. Inilah waktu tidur. Inilah waktu main. Inilah waktu kita main gadget or tengok screen macam tu. So it's almost macam ada routine, everyday routine, and we try to keep to it. Ya, ada weekend maybe kita tukar sikit, ya. So we say maybe 1 hour in the weekday, tapi weekend maybe a little bit more, it's fine, but not as long as you want. No, we must still set the limit. Yeah, okay. And we negotiate with children. All right. So negotiation is good. Kalau kita kata 1 jam, sure anak-anak kita akan minta, please mami 5 minutes, 5 minit lagi, 10 minit lagi, nak habis sikit lagi. Okay. So we need to know when to say stop. Okay. And if you see that your children are throwing tantrums, means you have to be firmer about that boundary. But like we said, choose other activities to take them to or distract them with. Okay. All right. For older children, we can negotiate token system. Okay. These are your responsibilities. Habis homework, ya, tolong ibu bapa do macam buat kerja rumah sikit-sikit, okay, load the laundry in the washing machine ke, sidai kain ke, depending on the age of the child. Looking after your own books, keeping your room neat. So basic responsibilities. And maybe mereka boleh collect points. Macam, okay, you buat extra. Basic responsibilities, baseline 1 jam. Ya, tak buat responsibility, kita tolak 5 minit, 10 minit. We can use a point system. Tapi maybe yesterday you hilang 5 point, tapi esoknya you buat lebih lagi. So mommy happy with you. Add another 15 points.
Kena ada satu board lah dekat rumah.
Yes, secara visual ya. Okay. But you need to explain to your children lah. Ini basic rules. This is what I expect. Negotiate. This is the final expectation. This is how you gain extra. Okay. Then you also maintain that balance. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Dr. Rajini, actually, I have actually a question. Kalau kan, sebenarnya kalau kita sekarang tengok parenting skill, this is from my personal perspective lah. Kebanyakan parents yang let's say don't discipline anak-anak dorang so much is because they had very strict parents themselves. Yes. So when they are bila dorang jadi satu parent, they have anak, dorang cakap, oh I tak nak buat macam I punya mak or ayah dulu. So I tak nak discipline, I tak nak ni. So with that perspective kan, it's very difficult for them to kind of try to discipline their child. So how do they kind of work through that and try to set boundaries and limits for the kids?
So Dr. Sandra mentioned respectful parenting kan. So from a research perspective, we know 4 types of parenting. Permissive parenting, parents yang biar anak-anak buat apa je you nak. Sebab masa kecil, zaman kecil, mak saya terlalu garang dengan saya, terlalu strict dengan saya. So saya nak anak saya buat apa-apa. That is permissive. You tak ada boundary langsung. Then you have the old style parenting. ini tak boleh, itu tak boleh, anak-anak kena sorok benda ni, sorok benda tu, okay? That is another type of parenting. Then you have the type of parenting, my way is the right way, no other way, no negotiation, okay? So these three type of parenting often have problems. But then we have something else called respectful parenting or authoritarian parenting, meaning you have your rules, tapi you have that communication. And now we know with children, you must have boundaries. Because if you don't teach children to have boundaries, kalau kita tak ada rules dengan regulations dekat rumah, nanti bila mereka dewasa, they are not going to follow the rules of the country anymore. They're going to have their own set of rules. Okay? And actually kalau kita tengok kajian, if you allow your child to, if you're too strict or you have no rules, kanak-kanak tu akan get involved in criminal behavior when they're older. Yes.
Wow, okay.
That is what research shows. Kena ada boundary. Makes sense, right? Kalau kat rumah kita tak ada
Yeah, it
boundary or you're too strict, then what are children going to do? I just heard my daughter telling a story of vaping. You know how children are caught vaping in school, but and you think about the parents of some of these children, gosh, really? Those are their parents, but maybe they're too strict at home. You know, we don't know. Kita tak tahu.
So they're just acting out.
Yes.
Because they're so, macam kita kata, dikongkong dekat rumah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I actually agree with Disha because a lot of parents memang they come to me, they say that, oh, I was like this, I went through so and so that's why I don't want to control my kids. But I always tell them one thing, it's fair. Okay, so you never had much of toys, you want to be gentle with your kid, go ahead. But always remember, you guys kena fikir, kalau dia dah masuk sekolah, kalau dia jadi, kita kata easy to say, spoiled brat, if the child becomes then, their life will become difficult. They cannot get along with people, and then when they grow up, then you are not there to what you call that, have their back. Okay, you're not there to have their back. So what's going to happen then? So your child will suffer later on. Okay, so right now you do what extra you want to do. So you go for respectful parenting. So your parents didn't do that to you. Okay, so you do that. You offer the consolation, everything, but discipline still has to be in the house for your future well-being of your child. So always fikir ke depan, jangan fikir sekarang. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, that kind of thing lah. Right, I see we have a lot of questions lah, Dr. Rajini. Shall we? I think we should go into questions.
Let's put up the first question for Dr. Rajini. First question of the day. Kita ada sebenarnya banyak, quite a lot of questions jugalah. Apa soalan ni?
Adakah blue light boleh menyebabkan cataract pada kanak-kanak by Abdul Jalil?
Okay, bukan cataract yang kita risau kepada kanak-kanak ya. Kalau untuk saya kanak-kanak tu macam primary school, younger children. Tapi lebih kepada macam kita bincang tadi, retina ya. Retina tu, that's the nerve center ya of your eye. And I think one thing yang kita risau ialah there is something called macular degeneration. Benda ni berlaku bila orang dah tua. But now we are seeing younger and younger people having macular degeneration tu, yang tu di sebelah retina, yang boleh menyebabkan penglihatan kita tu terjejas, ya, and it's not reversible. So in children we don't see cataract so much. Kita nampak sekarang rabun satu dengan dry eyes ya, bila mata tu merah, budak-budak asyik gosok mata. Those are the two main things right now.
Okay, alright. Let's go to the next question. What about teenagers who plays game and then they know the technique to cover up? Wow, ini teenager pandai ni.
I just gonna say that. Yeah. As a bright
Didn't we all used to do? Didn't we all used to do?
Yes, all of us used to do this. So, Dr. Rajini?
I think this comes to how they cover up and what they do to cover up. Yeah. All of us cheat, all of us kita pandai macam sorok-sorok. You know, we've all done something behind our parents' back. But what we need to know is, why are they covering up? Mungkin sebab mereka takut, they don't feel brave enough to negotiate maybe you're too strict ke, yeah. So I think when I see this question, ada dua benda yang saya nak suruh parent ni address. Number one, address communication with your child so that you and your child can have a discussion about why that, you know, you can come and talk to me. It doesn't mean I'm going to say yes, tapi kita negotiate. Yeah, this is about, and this is good for future development also as an adult, right?
Yeah.
Nak negotiate rent ke, nak negotiate ni deals ke apa. Talk to your children. Yeah, it's very important that we communicate and that they don't cover this up. Because takut nanti they cover up other things, right? Like Dr. Sandra was saying, cutting ke, benda-benda lain. Yeah.
Okay.
Also look at the other red flags, yeah?
Okay. This is one from Suresh. Hi, doctor. What is the reason the small kids falls to developmental disorder? Is this due to screen time?
So screen time doesn't cause developmental disorders, but screen time can affect your child's development, especially kalau kita tengok kanak-kanak yang mula screen time tu sebelum 1 tahun and screen time tu terlalu panjang, yes, it will affect, like I said, your attention, your language skills, yeah. It's a disorder if the delay is really affecting their function. So macam dia tak boleh bersosial dengan kawan-kawan, yeah. So yes, it could be a contributing factor, tapi it's not the only reason. Macam kita kata, kena ada balance, yeah. Kena ada balance, quality interaction when you have screen time there as well.
Okay. I think our final question, soalan terakhir untuk session ini, do you recommend parents to play with their handphones when their baby is sleeping next to them? Ini mesti banyak parents yang buat. No.
Okay, fine. I'm guilty here. Okay, but I would say that okay, maybe you see as the person who asks this kind of question usually happens to breastfeeding mothers. Okay, put it this way. Okay, so where you're breastfeeding, okay, it's so boring. What do you want to do? Betul tak? Okay, so I would say that yes, no. I mean no, don't do that.
Jangan yes pula, Dr. Sandra, salah tu.
But if the baby is not facing, like the 1-month-old babies, 2-month-old babies, I know how it is for you to, after you deliver, you're bored, you're in the room. Okay, if your phone is a bit more further, okay, that means that the light stimulus, okay, tak kena dekat. I mean, we cannot be too strict juga to this new parents juga lah, kesian depa. Okay. Alright. So, imagine feeding your child at midnight, kan? Okay, so you can scroll because I, as a lactation consultant, okay, I usually, for example, when they pump or when they breastfeed at midnight, okay, when you want to bring out the stimulus, more flow of milk, macam tu, I normally ask them to watch some videos, okay, like macam listen to nice music or watch some funny videos, macam tu. Just make sure the screen light doesn't kena baby lah kita kata. Okay, make sure the light doesn't go into the baby eye. Make sure the baby is not watching you doing it. Okay. So if you're feeding this way, then you put it this way or put it further away. Okay. But don't let them lie beside you. Okay. And then you're scrolling like this, your baby also laughing following your TikTok up there. Macam tu. Okay. Don't do that lah. Okay.
We have actually 2 more questions. Can we just do the 2 more questions and then we go to final thoughts?
Yeah.
The first one is, will you allow parents to buy a handphone for their kids at young age? This is from Bernie.
This is a personal thing lah. If you are going to buy a handphone for your kids, you need to be sure that you can set the rules and limits, yeah. So if you're confident with that, up to you. For me, personally, kalau saya sebagai seorang ibu, anak-anak saya tak dapat handphone sehingga mereka masuk ke sekolah menengah. And even bila mereka masuk sekolah menengah, masa peringkat awal, saya akan suruh mereka charge handphone mereka. So masa tidur, You cannot take your handphone to your room. Datang ke bilik saya, charge dekat bilik saya.
Pandai,
Saya
pandai.
boleh check your social media, your WhatsApp, your messages.
Power ni. Cannot check.
Okay, but in my family, anak-anak saya tahu password saya. Saya tahu password mereka. Okay.
Respectful
And
parenting, yeah.
yeah, okay. So, I mean, I have nothing to hide, and they have nothing to hide, and that
I
is how we
actually like this question because
Baik, mana Dr. Sandra? Are you here? Okay.
exactly, and that is where we say you actually build trust. You actually build trust with your child, because a lot of parents who actually buy handphone for their kids at a young age, you must understand, even with the online learning and everything, kids just say below teenagers, they don't need their own phone. They can use your phone, but if you are hiding your phone from them, that literally means that you cannot build trust with them. So like Dr. Rajin said, okay, even my parents like they say, they know. I think until now I got 2 kids, they still know my parents punya password. The other day my father came and I opened, oh, it's still the same lah. Okay. Right? It's a trust. Okay, so you're building trust with your children. Okay. Like and then it's like you can also monitor them.
Yes.
All right, you don't have to get them their own phone. Like I think the other day Dr. Raji had mentioned that there are some apps, okay, like screen time, the tabs that you can.
What are the
What was
apps?
it, Doctor?
Screen time is one. I think the other one, screen time is a good one sebab dia ada free period tau that you can use to try it out, and then you have to purchase lah. Kaspersky, yeah, if any of you use the antivirus Kaspersky,
true.
they also have that.
So when you install that, okay, you can actually monitor. You can even in YouTube, you can monitor time limit as well. You can even monitor your data. So maybe teenagers, for them for school and that kind of thing, they can have their own one, but then no bringing it to bed. Not into your room.
Okay. Thank you so much, both doctors, for sharing all your thoughts. We are over limit already. Macam biasa kita selalu over limit. So let's have final thoughts from Dr. Sandra, and then we'll go to Dr. Rajini, and then we'll end it. Dr. Sandra, your final thought.
Okay. Secara jujur, okay, fast one lah. Okay, memang saya tengok sekarang ni case speech delay, a bit of contributing factors to developmental problems, dan juga case depression, anxiety berkaitan dengan gadget dah mula meningkat dah. Okay, alright. So dekat sini, that's why kami bawakan anda topik ni semua. So we hope that all of you can actually understand apa yang kami bawakan. Kami dah berjaya untuk jawab semua soalan anda. Please do like and share video ni supaya lebih banyak new generation parents faham tentang impact negatif gadget-gadget ni dan tidak menggunakan gadget ni sebagai satu tool untuk nak memudahkan hidup mereka, dan supaya kita juga dapat kita kata how to say like preserve kita punya anak-anak, okay, their mental health and also later on their professional lifestyle, okay, when they grow up, because most of them are right now, if you ask me, I see 20 to 23 years old youngsters who cannot perform at work. Okay, mereka tak boleh nak ada communication skills, poor eye contact. Okay, they're normal, they're not they don't have any other medical problems. Okay, but they cannot communicate. All right, by spending time with gadgets, you don't learn how to communicate, and communication is very important. Sebab nanti bila you kahwin, you tak ada communication, tahulah apa jadi.
Itu topik lain, itu topik lain. The next topic.
Okay, alright.
Rajini, your final thoughts.
Yeah, so gadget boleh menolong kita, tapi gadget bukanlah guru. It's not your teacher or your child's teacher. It cannot replace you as the main communicator. So use gadgets and screen time appropriately. Ya, dia ada it has its role, dia ada tempat dia dalam dunia kita sekarang. We cannot get away from it, but use it properly. Make sure you balance dengan quality time, masa yang berkualiti dengan anak-anak kita. Dan kalau kita mula dari mereka kecil, ya, lebih senang bila mereka jadi remaja and mereka dah tahu apa rules dengan disiplin menggunakan gadget tu, sebab kita dah latih mereka dari kecil.
Okay. Alright, thank you Dr. Sandra. Thank you Dr. Aku dah lama dah letih ni tak makan lagi, lepas ni nak bagi makan lah. Okay. Guys, so thank you so much for joining us in our live webinar. Please rate us 5 stars after the webinar is over. Dan kita ada dua next topic. Okay, the first topic is Financial Freedom Series with Uncle Robin. Okay, melabur dalam mutual fund jadi jutawan. Macam mana nak jadi jutawan kalau melabur dekat mutual fund? Ini adalah on 22nd November at 9 p.m. And next is a collaboration between Astro, AWANI, Link and Google. Title dia adalah Making Your Mobile Website Work for You on 23rd November at 11 a.m. So, thank you so much again, everyone. Join us for more webinars on link.astro1.com. Thank you, Dr. Sandra. Thank you, Dr. Rajini. And good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Five star. Bye-bye.